This podcast is brought to you by Tech Pods. Equip your pods because this is going to be an amazing learning opportunity. Have a great day, have a great night, have a great time. Apapara, go ahead and speak.
Welcome to a Literary Podcast, a breeding place for knowledge and empowerment. We are your hosts, and today we will be delving into the importance of ethical considerations in media and information literacy.
The recent pandemic has made us distant, but along with it, information has never been more closer. To kickstart this podcast, let's start with a striking question, Kenji. How important is media in today's society? Can you easily say that it has been a major part of how you think, how you formulate ideas, and how you value a particular thing?
I think that the media plays a crucial role in today's society. The book that I have read emphasizes that the media has a powerful influence on our beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors, and that we must develop critical thinking skills and media literacy in order to navigate our society effectively. It is safe to say that the media has been a major part in molding my mental capability and fortitude, as it can shape the information and perspective that I am exposed to. Media has the power to materialize public opinion, influence social and political movements, and even impact our personal decisions and relationships. Therefore, it is important not just for me, but for each and every individual to approach media consumption and production with a critical eye and ethical perspective.
Very well said. Media is a powerful medium for influence and is created to show several meanings from varied forms. Representations in media are evident in the form of content. Media content can be interpreted in different ways by different people, depending on their individuals' perspectives, experiences, and values. Media regulation should focus on analyzing representations because, beside media providing benefits, it also has underlying effects that are negative. In particular, these frameworks of representation can be portrayed in a biased and discriminatory manner.
There are actually aspects used as basis when analyzing representation. First are images, which mainly tackles about symbolism and signs. Secondly, sound or music. This sets the tone of the media, which in turn let us get a glimpse of the mood of the context. Third is intertextuality. It basically is a relation to other texts from the past and possibly the future. Lastly, language must also be a basis in analyzing representation. This mainly talks about the usage of words or the nonverbal path in conveying messages. The aforementioned are the criterion which are crucial in determining whether a text is biased or not.
I strongly agree. As a child raised with foster parents and supported by a single mom, I used to see myself as inferior to others, simply because everything I digest on social media says that a family must be complete to ultimately be considered a happy one. However, I realize that it is not the case for everyone. Growing up, I learned that I can be truly happy with what I have, and that the ideas of the media should not always be standardized and stereotyped.
That is extremely heart-aching. I wish more people could be more considerate of the various social groups and diversity in culture, religion, socio-economic backgrounds, and other differences.
I do wish everyone gets a fair representation of their identity. The diverse background of everyone may not always be represented, but there is in fact a borderline for everything. We can always empower an idea without derogating another.
Definitely. However, since the world is not considerate enough, we must also choose what information we intake because whether we like it or not, it will influence us in both and emotional aspects. Rather than simply imposing rules and restrictions on media content, educating ourselves can help empower audiences to become more critical consumers of media and better understand the role and impact of media on society, right?
Yeah.
On other note, with so much information available at our fingertips, it's easy to get overwhelmed and not know where to start when it comes to evaluating online information texts. I wondered when evaluating online information text, what factors do we need to consider to confirm its credibility?
When evaluating online information text, one key factor that I consider is the author and their credentials. You have to ask yourself who wrote this information and what is their background and expertise in a field. Another is to consider the source of information. The questions revolve around these. Did information come from a reputable organization or website? Are there any biases or conflicts of interest that may affect the accuracy of the information? Next is the timeliness of the information. Ask yourself if the information is up to date and relevant to the current context. Information that is outdated or no longer relevant may not be reliable. And lastly, don't forget to fact check the information presented in the online text. Fact checking can help ensure the credibility and accuracy of the information presented.
I would like to add as well into that. Reasonableness also plays a crucial role to evaluate a specific information. We must question ourselves whether the context of the text is fair, consistent, moderate, and objective. We must also consider whether an information can be corroborated by either past and future studies.
That was a splendid input, Krisnal and Jab. We can say that evaluating online information text is an essential skill for media and information literacy. By considering the author, source, timeliness, language, and fact checking the information presented, we can distinguish between credible and unreliable sources of information. And aside from that, there are three skills that we need to develop in order to become media and information literate, which is the skill of critical thinking, the skill of media analysis, and the skill of media production.
Certainly, to elaborate more on this, firstly, the skill of critical thinking. Individuals need to be able to critically evaluate the information that they come across and question the credibility and reliability of sources. Secondly, the skill of media analysis. This involves being able to analyze and construct the media messages and understand how they are constructed to influence our thinking and behavior. And finally, the skill of media production. The ideas argues that individuals need to be able to create and share media themselves in order to participate in broader media landscape and to contribute to public discourse. Furthermore, educators have a huge role to play in promoting media and information literacy. He suggests that educators should incorporate media and information literacy into their curriculum and should also teach students how to be a responsible digital citizens.
I actually apply these skills when digesting information from various medias. More importantly, in the field of research, which is a source for newly created knowledge, I do hope everyone applies this when navigating the cyberspace.
It's fascinating to see how media and information literacy has become increasingly important in our digital age. With so much information at our fingertips, it's easy to get overwhelmed and confused. However, by developing critical thinking, media analysis, and media production skills, we can become more informed and empowered audiences. We've come to an end for today. Thank you for tuning into our podcast. If you're interested in learning more about media and information literacy, I highly recommend checking out Media and Information Literacy Empowering the Discerning Audiences by Jose Rioben Q. Alagaran II.
Once again, this is your host. Have a good day, have a good night, have a great time.